horse number 13 on the race card. I thought she looked pretty well. Nice and relaxed. I mean, I'm sure you're used to it being warmer than this, but for us Euros, it's quite a warm afternoon. So if you do see a few European horses getting warm at the start, I wouldn't let it put any backers off punting them.
Well, we'll see what we can do to make you more comfortable here, Ollie, with this warm weather.
You're doing just right, John.
You're really
I'm
being a
life.
trooper. We really appreciate
life.
that straightforward attitude. So, with all that said, with all seriousness, it's time to get real about the Breeders' Cup events and this, the Juvenile Turf. For the rest of the load and the call, track announcer Trevor Denman.
Ultima D moving in. Here is September on the outside. September going in. Orbelution has the gold cap. Orbelution's in. Rushing Fall on the outside. Rushing Fall goes straight in. Now here's Dixie Moon. Juliet Capulet comes forward. Kepler Temptress is going to be second last. Moondash to the outside gate. Moondash to complete the lineup. Goes in. The Breeders' Cup has come to Del Mar. They're all set. And away they go. Best Performance broke smoothly along the inside, but now it's Ultima D going up to lead them. Here comes Juliet Capulet and Frankie Dettori to take over. Moondash extreme outside. Just in alongside of those two now, we have Dixie Moon, who broke all well, but now has dropped back into mid-pack. Inside of her comes Rushing Fall, 5 off them. Madeline is in that group as well. Then we drop back to Kepler Temptress in the red cap, a good 8 lengths off the leaders. Fatal Beer is on the far side, and here's Happily now. The favourite Happily far back in the field, third last in fact, gives them about 9 lengths start. In behind that now you're talking, and September is the early trailer. Down the backstretch they go at a sensible pace. It's Moondash in front, not flying on the lead though. Juliet Capulet is right there in the second spot, and Ultima D is third. Down at the rail we have Orbelution, only 2 lengths off the leaders, just biding her time. Madeline is right there in the gold colours as well. On the far side, Rushing Fall, and now Rushing Fall moves into contention. Significant Form is on the move on the far side, and let's see, Happily down at the rail, going to need somewhere to go. Fatal Beer's hooked about 8 wide, but Fatal Beer's coming home gamely. It's a wild run for home here. Fatal Beer on the outside, alongside Rushing Fall. Rushing Fall now getting the lead. Significant Form on the inside. A late run down the centre from September as well. Rushing Fall's going to take it. Best Performance late. Rushing Fall wins. Rushing Fall, Best Performance. September finished third, and then it looked like Significant Form in fourth.
11, 1, 10, a photo for fourth between 8 and 9. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf goes to Rushing Fall. She's a perfect 3 for 3, sent off at 3 to 1. Chad Brown and jockey Javier Castellano.
That makes it 3 in a row for trainer Chad Brown in the Juvenile Fillies Turf. Of course, last year with New Money Honey, Lady Eli the year before that. I believe this is actually his 4th overall win in the Juvenile Fillies Turf. He certainly knows how to win this race.
September came from very far back, was a charging second. When they came by us the first time on the first 16th of a mile, she was dead last, and the jockey asking her for a run, but she came flying. Yeah,
I thought her effort was huge given the circumstances of the race and how it unfolded. Juliet Capulet and Frankie got to the front from a wide draw. September did best of those who were held up in the run. Bit of trouble in behind for the market leader, Happily. We'll have a look at that in more detail in a moment, but take nothing away from the performance of the winner here. Rushing Falls put up a breathtaking effort to win this, and actually when you look through the record books, the Europeans haven't had traditionally a great record in this race. It has been locally dominated, and once again the Americans and the local horses have dominated this race.
There's a look at the Longines fractional and final times. A mile on turf, 136.09, and as we all saw, a brutal trip for Happily. She never got a chance to just get uncorked here today.
I mean, Ryan Moore, welcome to Del Mar. You know, that can happen when you're on the fence and you've got horses off a slow pace in front of you. We saw it yesterday. where you saw it yesterday, when there are horses in front of you and you're on that rail, you've got nowhere to go. He had to sit, suffer, take his medicine, and ultimately she's been eased down. She's had no run really, but a good performance from the winner, Rushing Fall.
The winner, Rushing Fall, a daughter of More Than Ready, and bred, actually this Kentucky bred, a daughter of More Than Ready. Windstar Farm, a $60,000 stud fee for More Than Ready, who is by Southern Halo, and that's the sire of Rushing Fall, the winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. Windstar Farm here for the breeders.
I would have to say I think More Than Ready is one of my favorite sires for turf horses, and this filly really, I agree with what Ali said. She showed that she's the goods today. She won her debut race at Belmont impressively. She overcame the softer turf at Keeneland, closing far outside, and then I think really today proved herself. She didn't go off as the favorite. She was still a second choice at 3-1, but I thought it was a huge performance.
So the 8 significant form does complete that superfecta. Chad Brown, obviously a good result. 11, 1, 10, and 8. Looking at those fractions in the final time, they seem realistic. They came home the last 8th and 12 flat, sometimes 11 and change, but really nothing remarkable to see from that.
No, it was a good effort from the winner, Rushing Fall. As I say, I think obviously she hasn't been able to win the big one today, but I think when you look at how the race unfolded, you look at the sectionals there, September's run has to be upgraded. That was a big effort.
So the race is official. Here's a look at the Twin Spires prices for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. And that concludes a pick 4, paid $3.16 and change, 10-cent superfecta and the rest. And there is Rushing Fall there with the interview coming back for the Gallop Out. And we will be right back with a lot more.
Golden Sense to catch, and here comes Palace Malice, and Palace Malice goes bounding to the front. Palace Malice, magnificent once again.
Palace Malice, standing at 3 Chimneys.
Come on.
I want sales reports on my desk by Monday.
Whoops. My bad.
Love racing? RTN brings you every live simulcast on your home television, plus live video streaming and race replays on your PC and mobile devices. To order, visit rtn.tv. RTN, a breed apart.
Best Performance broke smoothly along the inside, but now it's Ultima D going up to lead them. Here comes Juliet Capulet and Frankie Dettori to take over. Moon Dash Extreme outside. Just in alongside of those two now, we have Dixie Moon, who both fought well, but now has dropped back into mid-pack. Inside of her comes Rushing Fall, 5 off them. Madeline is in that group as well. Then we drop back to Capulet, Temptress in the red cap, a good 8 lengths off the leaders. Fatal Beer is on the far side, and here's Happily now. The favorite Happily's far back in the field, third last in fact, gives them about 9 lengths start. In behind that now you're talking, and September is the early trailer. Down the backstretch they go at a sensible pace. It's Moon Dash in front, not flying on the lead though. Juliet Capulet is right there in the second spot, and Ultima D is third. Down at the rail we have Orvolution, only 2 lengths off the leaders, just biding her time. Madeline is right there in the gold colors as well. On the far side, Rushing Fall, and now Rushing Fall moves into contention. Significant Form is on the move on the far side, and let's see, Happily down at the rail, gonna need somewhere to go. Fatal Beer's hooked about 8 wide, but Fatal Beer's coming home gamely. It's a wild run for home here. Fatal Beer on the outside, alongside Rushing Fall. Rushing Fall now getting the lead. Significant Form on the inside. A late run down the center from September as well. Rushing Fall's gonna take it. Best Performance late. Rushing Fall wins. Rushing Fall, Best Performance, September finished third, and then it looked like Significant Form in fourth.